Kofi. Check the drum roll. The drum roll at the beginning is something else, man. One more time. Let's do this. Ebi wo ma na eja odi afem saa na aloti aka ne mofrase na kwam na dan kan him ni ti
educated fisherman what does man be
dam
no boy ya
your bald head rasta
educated fisherman
enjoy bobo nyumana be the touch he died without his rasta was actually was Jamaica Rastafarian who died without his rasta.
Yeah man, unfortunately we had to.
Yes, but that's life.
Yeah man,
you know he's a musical prophet.
Oh, he is. Mali is different. Mali is just different. Na what's educated fisherman? What excite to pay?
Line by line.
Yeah, man. Let's say you're proper because you're to the line by line.
Yeah, music is life.
Yeah. Yep. Let the music play.
Yeah. On you're very white. Let the music play.
Yeah. And Bob Marley says one good thing about music. When it hits you, you feel no pain. Yeah, man. When it hits you, you feel no pain. But it's
all about musical chorus.
Music.
And the Bob is in
You see, Bob he was inspired by God.
Bob.
But people saw him as a revolutionary. The music it incites revolution and violence, but it's not like that. While I relax and irritate, do me here Rastafarian, so.
A bald head Rasta.
Last week, you know, you come here, argument. We say, oh, you know, me, and then my young mobile. Market Popo, also I can enjoy but you see, there's one great prophet in here. Why are the man in you?
What's your Popo man?
Minya Besia Kunedu says Kokrokoo is not driving well. Our car is shaking. Yeah. Mechado. Hello, Jonathan.
Nyankopɔn adumo ana di chipachi yenzi.
Yeah, danyamia se.
Christ.
Amen.
Wa ma yehu ya Nyankopɔn na yesu mo nkwalem.
Yeah, danyamia se. Prof.
Yes, sir.
Ekoye there.
Oh, nyamia dum. I don't pay. It's a very heated morning, pa.
Oh, sir.
Yeah. Me so me pe reggae ni kakra. So for go pass on the line. Kan kakra me
Okonika say you push it small.
Culture Joseph Hill,
yeah.
Yeah, then you back was say a Rasta man never gets tired, like never gets weary.
Yeah.
Because they start down from the value, and they stay there for a very long time. To Basura, they never get tired. They never. Oh, they are nice people.
No, they rose out of the ashes.
Yes. So they fight on, they move, nothing stops them. I mean, it's quite inspiring. One you need to on my lyrics.
It inspires you.
And your sound and what is the way natural.
Yeah, but Joseph Hill, media. I am a Mali through and through.
Oh yes,
complete Mali. Forever Mali.
Yep, through and through.
Forever.
Today, I educated fisherman. I don't
pay the serious.
Dr. Doris or say, good morning, Dr. Doris. You love it too. Have a good day. Charles Inkede. Mali Fondi Bibro. Oh, Mali as Mali Tudwa. Sometimes okay.
Dr. Doris, the one in the media.
No. You're brain aneurysm special survivor. Oh, Dr. Doris. Oh no, where you more? Dr. Doris, yeah, that. Oh, she's moved on. Wow. Oh, why'd you date? Oh, bear, I think it's over a year now. Amen. Oh, Dr. Doris, yeah, that. Oh, why'd you date?
But there's something about this world. Great men die young, wise men die old.
I like that.
Yes.
Great men die young, wise men die old.
Where do you belong?
At this point, he's a wise man.
With this my age, I'm at the wise man category.
Lord.
Yeah, man.
The ebullient, titillating, and loquaciously exciting Kwame Duncan.
What's the name? Oh, hide out.
Oh, let me tell you, man.
Get your beat.
The ebullient, titillating, and excitingly loquacious Kwame Duncan.
Okay, say it there.
Isn't it surprising that most bald-headed men are reggae lovers? Raymond, please. You have to be careful.
Behave.
Any day tell ya. I say, Kwesi, behave. I have one called Bald Head Jesus. I think I'll play it somewhere in the middle and then we'll continue.
Yeah.
But okay, I'll look for it whilst we start. Prof.
Yes, sir.
When I mean so per analysis, upe data ne emuniama. MPP.
Yeah.
Timetable for elections, presidential candidates revised. Nene kikeka ho. We nhwehwemu so far. At was saying?
Oh, we say so far, how far? Good. Rockaway, Chawajero, I mean, no, as a part.
You see, that's it.
Ochia, Minia, Obriabo Hansen, doctor, at Technical University, and then I would that. Miss Fantonia kind, so now you know, your man, I would that. Than I say, Chano, the same, I miss our man more life, good life, in good health, and more cash. Teacher for there now. And then, you made the CB because of Kumasi Technical University, mean for 1 minute.
Sure.
To us. Ghana State Car Service, Kumasi Technical University, and no pay.
Okay.
Bia or matter of Ghana State Car Service, the leadership of Professor Samuel and him.
Okay.
And no pay, you be release the consumer price index in inflation for May 2023. Now, the FPV, food price variability, across all the 16 regions. Senia aduane boatie region by region saa emoma no so yasanso alanche enti fiti ochinako we bia we discuss inflation bia no is being released at Kumasi Technical University. Menka inflation abi Kumasi Technical University Frinche. We are doing our best as a university to improve on the university industry relationship. Enti ye best say university sa kan so enso yentwe some of these institutions na no mu ye no ye boa ebema a shaping a lot of the things that we do. Inflation for May 2023 will be released today, and it will be released from Kumasi Technical University.
I'm sure you know it, but I'm person.
Oh, sir,
sent out to church on sir.
Penina Casa de the award-winning general manager Samson Kwame Nyameche, I'm sure, and his team have represented. We have here UTV at TPS FM. You say Nkobo 12 and 1 o'clock in the night. Bedja. Na ya kai say a be free Kumasi Technical University. Good. Chawajero medasi. Timetable MPP for yen sakra kakra wom. Na I think say ni ye mu a, I'm sure everything that they will be doing from now wa ko say beto aba no. Ebe ye ade a ebe ma nsunsuanso a ebefiri mu aba no aye papa brakwa me mu ni choice bia than to do things that will bring relative peace, because I can see na eda omanim 2024 no omu major political opponent omu na eko ye NDC omu die omu yi omu Franka Tuni no aye omu die no in a relatively peaceful manner. Omu nso omu ni choice bia so omu so mbeyema asumdwaba. And they can say, President Mahama to me, Ekasa as a flag bearer.
Yep.
It carries a lot of weight. You know, mistake near day, and so it must inform them. No, Munsu no no. And this is for you very lucky. You may not any stiff competition. Be I'm saying, Dr. Kwabradu for along the line pulled off, and almost an acclamation. Emma President Mahama resounding victory at the leading the party. Yes, MPP for so you moody and such that same puno contest no be shekra saying the ultimate should be also as resounding as the NDC DNO. Meaning how that is going to be achieved. Made the mehu nipa miensa omu aye serious power in this contest. Yeah, Honorable Kennedy Japan, Honorable Alanche Martin, and the Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Would you need someone on my serious?
Yeah, it's true, and your point I can show you some of the things going on in other regions. It tells me, say, these are the three people many of the regions are looking up to.
Baumia, Alan, Kennedy, Japan.
Their impact is becoming so great, say it is dwindling down. Survival in the race. Their impact is becoming so great, say it is pushing down Umumaka also out of power, but say energy ne conform with the rise of these three lead front runners. Semien saying and the front runners and I'm penny for better to Muswaba. Shall say in such a way bema some clarity about in terms of finding winning. Say muda horse or no be winning it really clean. Now a quiet to say adi because me yeah analysis be a resounding victory for former President Mahama in 20 ahead of the 2020 elections. Emma ni timi ye showdown kesiye from 1 million whatever gap to almost a 500,000 gap. Omasayama a resounding win view, and in predictions, the trajectory in the you expect the trend to continue. And you know, as neutralizing candidate be obeti neutralizing the upward trend that President Mahama and former President Mahama at the eba. Nobody can say the trend no dey no a downward trend. It's an upward trend. First of all, the party, the message, the candidate, and the candidate was very, very important. ISMPP for sure. No mutimi something similar and elect somebody obetimi ama trend no akosoro. Nipa miensa na media mehu na
again na sa nipa miensa no the front runners while brofo. Vice President Baumia, Ora Alachre Martin, and Kennedy Japan. What makes them?
Good. Alphabetical order there Alan Nebedika A, na ba B Baumia na Ken fancy Kinti. You fan A first.
But you fan A cry near the same names a Japan Chiremating, a Japan Baumia Chiremating.
A Japan okay nti.
Say you say names a Japan Baumia Chiremating. But fan the first names are Alan Kennedy.
Good.
And then Mahamadou.
Yes. Nti no a Japan na A Ken Bedikain. Good. Honorable Kennedy Japan appears to be speaking the minds of the grassroots people.
Okay.
Omo bebrenua party phone bebrenua, and it is true across the regions. Me sure some penny for your party name the name. As air quasi no na satisfaction and I say satisfaction can I say
ahoto
and I say be a dough be a war in penny for muno form no na esote.
Okay.
Enti no esrofo ewo a certain level of satisfaction be a over regional different from esrofo for there no. And na woko constituency nso a region for there no kra ye esene constituency. And na free constituency so call polling stations so a register no kra dey bobo satisfaction no and I say party in government feeling no intimi free sura mamedu ase for no ho akawiem baby. In fact they talk of, and I'm speaking to things that I've heard from the people themselves. They talk of opportunities sometimes they ask you say nipa 17 penny what constituency ha and so be ntimi in finance ni bo nkase me ba yi and our party ba yi enya say me de bia me na me kama asem where be our opposition a utimi be win power to say 2016 the ebi no na say ohun se safo no without any motivation they like you.
Yeah.
Na so mutimi bua ma emra na wo mo hwea party wo opposition obi anim se hwe ni ho okunu ho ye sacrifices bi ma oba aban mu a it tells you so be do aban mu a look back. And so many microphobia feel say church ni nyame mu wonu mo manya bi of course obi antimi nkwa aban mu mo manya bi ni nso entimi manin rule from nim omunim be bia defa obi anu mu say me say microphobia PA for no PA for no gbibia Emma, and this is I'm saying are confessions from party people themselves. And Canada Japan do baby or relate very well with some of these things.
Yeah.
And or he hits the nail right on the head or cannot raw sa. Anya she cry no sabi ne MP Audi and then the board chairman ne and other related name and name obi no or feel say we timi dia bibia senka board chairman bia MP bia CEO bia timi ye bibisa nka say ofo no atom. Be some raw question. What have you benefited from Adi for videos ni bi honum mebra? He meets them raw. And your point, I will show you some data showing the impact.
Yeah.
The impact that his raw message is making amongst the people. Inti media me feel say we are very strongly. Na ni nyina so pa kese ne say o can actually ni a party for na nkasa eka enu bi na oka. O wo nyina so de kasa asem no because oni minister bi na oni ayi bi in fact so shede ni aban ni mu. Na o ni o de kire se ne kakra nso a onya aye from Mampani Kufuor penso abesi ne no. Otimi de aye bibi de aboa party. Ebe ka to ni din a kire wo abodin we oti ase onwu imu nko bisa no. That is gaining a lot of grounds amongst the people. Memo bia otie bia anya na adwen say showmanship keke manfo otie keke. Over this weekend I was somewhere collecting data and the data tells me say the message na enko keke. People are actually accepting it.
Okay.
Number 2, Honorable Alanche Martin. Honorable Alanche Martin wo constituency or nipekuo bi a eta na chi omu ye die hard. Ti sen kra omune Honorable Alanche Martin na eko.
Yeah.
Safo ni bebre nu akwakoye former government appointees maybe under Mampani Kufuor penso. Omu feel say under Mampani na Dankwa Kufuor penso no, the recognition they have received is not satisfactory. Maybe they could have gotten more or something. Omuhune say omuye a certain faction within the NPP. They at a point in time gave up their opportunity for the sake of maybe a peace and unity of the NPP. And so Mraso say as a party to recognize you, and they don't feel they are getting that recognition very well. One omuye the campaign of omupeni alano resigning along the line den ni nyina no sebe yesen sama for crap edodo na nye ya atiasefo oba back nka moye ese monye no nka ebi ehu so wakwete ne party ana watiada ana wa bibia, then you are making a case. So oba ye imagine no obedu yen so are making some contributions nobody can rule out say be any significant. And so people want to raise that as a campaign. That is becoming a negative campaign. Where be a OSR campaign, you are not gaining points, you are losing points more often. And it's such strong constituency now, Honorable Alanche Martin war, and then the contribution to the party, and then the willingness of San Crawford to go down there and campaign for him. Oh yeah, dear pa, in fact, Crawford dear Alanche Martin, and I am sure he remains one of the frontliners, and his impact cannot be overruled, and I said be overemphasized. Enti ono de our constituency, Mr. Tay with Ken doesn't have any constituency but the grassroots. He's suddenly deciding to make the grassroots his constituency, and it is winning him a lot of impact. Honorable Alanche Martin was constituency, just as Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia also a constituency and his constituents are die-hard constituents. Person much recognition ISO munya for the periods of sacrifices umwaya diama MPP abayeno. Said they are not getting that recognition so well. They are very willing to get back the recognition. And I say, Omu say, Omu use word we say do so. They think say those sacrifices it's time for the party to reward those sacrifices. Openia Alanche Martin in a team no, Until Omu the end generally a case of recognition case Omunya in this Nana Dankwa Kufuor Bemwa Omuenya. And they think that if this opportunity is coming up again, then it is time for the party to look at them and give them that recognition and the reward they deserve.
Yeah.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, automatic say wasom, and that onusunya opportunity no obe lead the party as the president of the Republic and as a flag bearer of the MPP.
Yeah.
Upeu. And my measurement count on Alan Chamatin, they say Upeu Alan Chamatin is a very not him as a person, but on only domino, a very important volume of the NPP as a party. You cannot let them go. You can't let loose of them. You can't say the reason why NPP loses some seats in 2020 and I say lost show performance like as a call form in 2020. No, I'm saying discussion when my research report came.
Yeah.
One of the reasons was that even though there were clear factions and Crawford move against Bosket and Blast, Buga party people campaign against party, even though it was clear, the party didn't make any attempt to reconcile, make peace with that. The feeling was that we can still go ahead and win, and it worried a lot of constituencies. And let me throw the caution, say that Alan Chamatin in the group, a very delicate, important group that must be treated with a way. You need them on board, so treat them with that mindset. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Senator Makano. Now, Upeu under the Fourth Republic, or the most, if I say, active vice president ever. Mehuka Kra Akama, Konkense Akamo, former President Mills Mon, Yamifana Krensi, Mehu, Honorable Aliu Mahama 1 and 2, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and then Honorable Pakwesi Misata, and we have seen a lot of them. Yeah, Professor Lima Mopensone Adi, but at least from President Jerry John Rawlings, we can boldly say he is the most active vice president ever. We are vice president, our constitution in Shada and signing some things to you. But and also in Chesed, and when I hear those former vice presidents saying, "Oh, Mama, you may be and then really, one am I there, Jumanya? Create one. Professor Suwanyama will tell you if there is nothing. Create one and do it. And that's what I see Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia doing. He wants to be relevant by leading some of the initiatives and then executing it to show, say, these things are possible. He doesn't have to be president before he leads some of the things he's leading.
It is possible.
It is possible. I'm saying no so cry why very well. Man for refer to 2012 Okojina Dakemuni are they like Obemuno kakra why no people think say it represents say Ketwano wahesu ye intibia yemane kese no a obetimi aye but no pay Chairman General I mean for a few days and through a certain caution I am gathering from the field to everybody interested in this election say a man for be no feel say the people around Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia a man for I mean for nkwana me the omomun enam ne hunu nyina me and so it is projecting I mean for party like I mean for group. It will be in his interest, and this is an advice from party people, to bring in other people who people don't perceive as we no me. And yes, I say okay, so me dey na munko na omuso comedy omunsomra. I am not sure so be odi Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia chibia na ame ana so wanya appointment ana party ahwe na na saye ni bibi. Say yes also dia na say no credit dia ene the team should include ebinomwa omunso sabe it appears they are like the grassroots people. They are also not they've not been fed. We should see the non-fed people also part of his team. And no pet and them say aka. Now it looks like the projection of for is not helping. Is Baba dying negative identity. Mestre mpenimfo a omu etai Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na mo pena asema mo boy in his campaign. Monso mo recruit ebinom a omu nsheda anya appointment bia in this government. Omu nsheda anya frontline. So onim be adwem say frontliners nko na front Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia adi. I think say some backstage people should be given the opportunity to execute Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia project for him. The more
interesting,
the more he fronts CEOs, ministers, this one, and this is I don't say things. This is what I have heard, and you can tell you the.
But is it not interesting, for example, say with Alan also?
All the
ministers, deputy ministers, yes. MPs are also there with him.
Yeah, also because the two of them they have constituents. In fact, there is no way the NPP can also put Dr. Bawumia aside and think they can win 2024. And very delicate. Me kaya we feed this one. Honorable Nana Kumia a suggestion we say because of this delicate nature of these two people, and the anka.
Unfortunately, it won't work.
It will not work. And since I didn't have what you are saying, won't work. But management, they won't be managing at the and the but to move more constituents. I think say they are all doing well. But a football back where I made we feed this so I'm a day man say me mate say there is this issue going round say Omoma me Kwane projected Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia into a beya. And the person who was confessing, and I said people who were confessing, almost a party for a chuchu roof. Say, you can't say, yeah, I think them so called back, said I coffee that in the campaign. The campaign no managing ye and where say, CEOs from Kwan, a campaign, mano, ministers in Kwan, I say, we moon Kwan, me from Kwan, neighbor. Or arranging such that even through this campaign, some people who have not been recognized, who are down, homusumu ye, they've not been recognized. Through this campaign, crowd munya recognition. Nemo marriage say, oh, any papa be dear, send a who me. I frame the mechanic campaign. It means obey dear, at least or no so betting me. Me and I say Obama menya recognition now over the years. Menya recognition. I know this as a fact. Now, say, impending for a managing the campaign of the year Juma. A bay. Onumo maka and so as a do not canning. So I'm not saying this to say they don't. Omun sem fata omu fata pa but emre bia ne mun sem emre die eye penifo miensa we pa na eyi omu ho pa say omu be yi into revised timetable no aba no a it looks like there are opportunities in there for people to reconsider their mind. Omu submit we ni we are there is still going to be a meeting and sana even the special delegates abaso Osha meetings be mienu na be koso ansa na special delegates we na baso. Me sure say some meetings ni nyina no. E opportunity a e be man panifo no binum kwan say anka mu nkonko ka say o panifo krasa maka so e bia me de machita akota pani we achi. Ana o me infanta obi achi but me we show mu nyina well. Anka no kra be ma process ne so ate. E ma ba be dan kakra bia e hu hia so be ko super delegates adebia. Me de manusi na I still insist the MPP can manage the process umunko super delegates because these frontliners are clear frontliners and the rest will only be participating in my view.
I see.
Sa na tie dia ene monhwe na monsiesie fi na we die nka enkoye campaign no bia obi anhwe na hoden na omufa nyai ebia next week if they like I can come and display omumi ansa na hoden in a recent research I have done then it will tell you say no now so they should let their research teams conduct studies for them.
But those research teams are their research teams.
Absolutely. It's why you can find out me study be my ubina me de kotu na nim na any percentage ni wo from pa and me dem an opportunity say we de kona koshim. Or Phil say you have any question, I'll come back and let's discuss. And oba back no, it looks like if the one wa ja to say it here. The question is but now we no me feel say half one no me say you how. Na we no me feel say half one no me say oh yeah there. O ko de be kan ya pa chro. Aside di be hia honorable Alanche Martin no asa no na di be hia honorable Kennedy Japan. Asa kro no na di be hia Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. But oh yeah there and the pa no to aba. Ushia no one-on-one in a confined in a very secured area near yesterday researcher discuss here. They tell you reasons why his votes will go this way. They have trusted the confidentiality me I have guided my studies with a very unya identifier bia womb, and I always thank them for the sincerity with which they hold such discussions with me. Anopay yebo mu nyina ba so, but timetable na mehu ni pa de Chairman General, it gives all the candidates opportunity to reconsider until chinchina na so mbeko dia no mako. Omu konso dia I think say the results will come and we'll come here and discuss. But it is likely say Impeniform in some way will remain the frontliners. Senka ye jai mo mudi ko see any prekwa. Na ke hu baby aso ade board hu back country. But I mean, we wish everybody well. We give all of them opportunity. If they still think strongly they have to go, why not? It's their right and they are entitled to it. Brakwame Anopay.
No. They are not making that much of an impact.
Debbie. And it's a very recent.
Jogati. Also free akut.
The reason why it's interesting.
Boache Jako. Adainimo. Why Pobium?
Obi free man pon so no de oye den obeto amada animo. So omubenya bi. But you can't Ghana nyina boma. And no can Jogati no, it was interesting say I mean from a place I thought the constituencies are Penifoni free mono, Oma from home presidential constituencies. In the Okwa Central, they call themselves presidential constituencies.
Because of free hunting.
Penny Baku free ho. Oko a year Jogati ho, I think it's Kaduketen. They call themselves presidential constituency. At any moment, they call themselves presidential until Umunina from into you presidential constituencies in Kenya. Na Ghana for the do no akan. And there, the impact of all the candidates, Brakwame, in my view, are very minimal to make any adi. But maybe send a meka or hamre bino. Obi ane the reason why I call contest. Obi on man be up so free Division 1, but Division 2, or enter into the main league, Premier League in him. Obi so hono mo or by so be pre-title. Obi so hono kra as a relegation be yabem, so he should contest this so that he avoids relegation. Those three people are there. Those three groups are there, and I think say it's also a good reason why somebody will have to contest at the. But media party clearly, me who say Kennedy Japan, Alan Chemartin, and Dr. Mahmoud Baumia should have been the key trainer fee Emwebi near Hubebia society body. But we wish all of them well.
Inti ordene hona na opon.
Only your own candidate. And now.
My partner say so also has come up.
Yeah. He has come up. He
He
has come up. But I mean, maybe he wants to move from Division 1 into the Premier League. Yeah. And there are some you can see clearly say, Oman was some who at this time they may be relegated into let them enter so that they
Kwabna AJ Japan.
Yeah, you hosted him here
on Monday. Opache say he's not making traction.
Yeah, you smart will not have the capacity to say, but as the
science and data
suggest, Onya make it the needed impact to be described as a frontliner. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Alade, any comments?
And ebe minche we say funyane.
Yeah, Jodo.
Minche Dr. James Atulinsi.
Jodo.
Bojo ne mamine yi mo bonke there on the 7th, 8th and 9th of July. And just 3 weeks.
Marty.
Yes, I will work go to phone. Kwame.
Alade.
Mutuma Shazi from AOB 2 then to 1. Aya 1 in the
me pe one say enya mamunko kwam nanado na membra AOB 2 na menyo start ni enkode
why the more busy time
time na meda time ni emi na meda
there's more to it in.
Okay, so let me go to Kwamna now. I'll come to you.
Okay
Kwamna, your presidential primaries.
Yo, Chairman General, and a bit. Minchia Songo Grana Minchia waiting for and pim. Can film from Mantum for. Na other room. Is sure when the intro to that or whatever. You are a quick one. No, a part of your topics for discussion. Hey, Mamizin coming chair, Kabila, we may share and the payment very chair. I mean, chair Kokrokoo, Kokrokoo, may I surprise? May I surprise? Eh, Mammy chair. Now, I'll say former president, Amsterdam.
Also, Erico Aobia. Because my bonodo.
And what Mrs. Shabby, I mean, the mayor may prelude to Biana. Now, Mamma Dabotin, me, quote to be a harm, because he said it would be naive for NDC members to believe that Ghanaians' sense of despair and hopelessness, along with the new patriotic party's dismal record in government, will guarantee them an easy victory at the polls, insinuating that Ghanaians do not trust the NDC either. Now, Chairman, Onya Hunam Nasunsum, Onya Hunam Nambuja, no way I chat. Emomiche, Nasunsum, no way I chat. Sanda, on my Yaman Quant, Mobile man pain. No man pain, no baba yen. Kwame. Ina yim. Moyo man kukuwe. Oba your man pain, another no your man pain, never the chino crampo. As for therefore, what bo mine who bank. A kada win here, what the bo mine who you may hang or come. Do your man pain, never the chin, walk a quarter. Oh, yeah, you may hand that master therefore. Oh, no, in your canana. Kadi the woodman, Jessica, Pim Gunukotokum. Into either in your NDC within 1 year in though. Oh, Nankasa. Oh, man, ye jadi wonu. Nadambe, Kwame, why the woman, Mboja Koda, their fool, the son, were yemu. No way, Frika, see so, who could have been my crying, my yabadi. Emis or your massage, Namokoda, Sumaki or mine. Ampa, we are doing now, we are Nakasubahe. The foundations of the entire world were shaking. The foundations were shaking. The effect, the impact, continues to live with us. No, ya dum, Nia ban be war, a beam, another party be a beam. As on to them, no caye. Eja mamma and any NDC no abema. Abba. Say, I put to ya, you could talk. Now, Kwame Markan the Marion. Man, she share war MPP, yeah, Franca 2. Bayer Sanana, so Sanana, and General Secretary. Or the Nansano Crata Bay there. A Jumo de Henim war as son not. The NDC, aye, as son not for Abur. No was sounds to crumple wash and one horba. As we say, said over Chamo. 1 year go on some no was here bottle. What the ones are so bottle. There, Emily Madame Cramin, Yimpan and some fata.
Peace FM.
No money in a barber shaking a do. Numbra. Ombre Yimpabia and Yimpabia Umbrado number sonum. Na mama partner wo constituency wonu po amma wo kwan ma wan chedo iya ne yepe na motenka ma sad na ka hye ho do a munyim de ogina mbra no da tum na bro oyeda mbra no bogban ma wa kwakowurom asen not na mompɛ ho asam madam nti aka banda ye kwa akoto aba nti hyehyɛ edan kakra abam na kwa me essentially oya 26 August on the same the fu bosuman edo todo edonu asia memenda o wa ritem onrin da ma ya party nambran o hyehyɛ de se da mumbiri ba na ye pe obi oboso hia franka mu wetu ama he na ebusuan mu mba ho a wasafata waje pen ma wotuanamo wokɔ kafa ho nkrata na mmom ho a wɔkware no wɔburenum no de yedinka mpemfu hia na dodo na wakafa a wɔburenum wɔto ho do aba na enum a wobedi kan echi enyiwa akɔ dodo hwenyim ma ho so wato mechi ne kwakra impobopem kwimzin we so franka no mu ma yada akɔ abato no enti 26 on sign
okay
na mom ma akabayin de inche data what baye oye da wo fan vetin kwa me vetin chede enwa wa akwa akafon mena o de ye hwehwe ho achirim ampa wo ye busuafomba akwanten ampa kakandare yin won ho ampa wasafata de oya amanyaku ya makwan ma wotum na empresi anada akansi wotum wosibi na waya da muhwehwem na bi obaba nda impa kor anabe bi bibi nti anya da wobotum wa amanokwan wa kobi enhyehyele makwan de so kabanda ma yawo presidential elections appeals committee no so mpemfu a party na yi ho asi ho ekebirifo a wonyimede na se ekrovetni mo hwehwom ma se vetin report bade ase ehe yentumi enja wo manko egbo na akyerewo na se wonyu onje ma vetin committee da ban ho a ono atoto da akadan oye appeals committee ma appeals committee ni wetie wasam ti wetie wasam na se wo hu de wodi wo ma no mpemfo ma o de wo hwe yen wa hwe aye se wodi nyim so a no so dam wa hwe na wa ye wa ka na wodi suru oda mo nti na ya part of the process na betin fo aye ma hwe mpem ma obia no ho son na woda wo friend oye balloting chairman jana ni tebe man de enye ba sin aye wo he ihe ene ye nya mo atu ye ti baba
yeah
obi ho ma o pe wa da so obi ho ha o pe wa da finfin obi ho o pe wa da ase ye de bia general secretary o hwe also o ya professor anti professor o kada so no another be educator fisherman I say oh wa kwa embrace we muti wala ya you kashe baby a obi ahwe balloting pa onu
wonyim shasi
enti ishishai de ai da hin ankasa another hin anam ginafo bokọ na waye yogo with the guoma obi ara yibi enti ya ma baba unsam oni be ma ballot na ye kwa akoto aba be ma ebada to be da menhihye ni na ka ho with the notice of poll what the bodewu atwe we adi nyina de ampa MPP amanyeku ni anhihye ne ye be me yekodu ni enti eyi ma da ho na yetum ye da ko 26 August na yonunku what's your opinion in town as a fuasin one we for kakra as a fuaso said on for
as a fuasin for
yes na akaya akansi kwame yentumi enkere ya tanwa akaka ne ya hwe nti oye da wo from council of elders ye akabirufo mpemfu a party na wuyim yada wo yimumpo ne yafunufam nya na ho hobi waje na wo hobi wa di party mu akonasa da akwaba nti what party na ase na ho agasa wa babom no so wa bobreye wonyim anu netu wonyim ni nyara nti obanama nwo so wo duma wodi oni de wonyim penfu be hyehyia wonyi ho akasa ho kasem wana montum nnechi nwo so a wakaye chitafo I abon no bi open na ga say bia na kasa na nze ye son kama nanso etitafo ma wonam kwan a wonam do wofa na kukuom nsam a woka social media wa be atwotwo nsam pi wonwan na bia opanyin mpo bia ohuni ebi susu a wehu ne weyi ne ato nchen the council of elders we share champagne ni wodi nkomo ni wodi misese nyi kasa ina ya adeko ye fun ne mumba ko okoyi a okomehenya nkoye so a osan nyara nti wo men hwe ha na mo wo men hwe he kasa akwa biara ye nam du biara hwe ne na meye biara oye kun ni interest do bokoye amakun onu pe no ndi henyim nti within this period na dam revised timetable aba dam na bokodo dam kase bokodo mechi yame ayi hadom ma ya kanda ekodu difu bosoman edo otodo edonu asian enwa woto aba we from ho oye we have come to know them as super delegates ono ofisura former president sitting president vice president echi impemfo awowo oye party headquarters awoye national officers na echi council of national council obi o ma adam branded na former director kan American obi o ma oye member of national council
plus
no so oye bia national officer hence say ehwe na kan na ya na aka kan na bi on to abebe do oye national officer no so ye member of national council
nti obeto krope
oto abako nti ofi wa de ba besi region oye regional officers and san na chiba constituency a ehwan on constituency chairman pe not to be na bia oye Memphis secretary din wa cha kakra you can believe the I will fika kabum bia oye wo fa na youth fo na wo campus Tescon branches bi o ha no so reps baba and san overseas so one reps kra na baby and one no constitute oye super delegate na wato a enuma obedi kan echi yanwa kama the broader electoral college which comprises virtually every Tom, Dick and Harry in office polling station how many polling stations there are? 38,000 or so into about 38,000 times 5 and some electoral areas over 6,000 or so and so 6,000 in electoral area coordinators who now come and some the chief constituency executives. The earlier one was the chairman. Na motodon onu ye constituency executives ni na. The chief regional officers na. National officers na. And others. And see onu ye very big, broad.
Onu over 200,000.
Exactly. Also wato onu ho de ye 4th November obrafia bosoman do todo ana. See onu no botwetu ewia. Nechi yenya frankatui obedi hanyim yame na dom na kwame enyu dey me de anya da me de sie and me from day one oye nana adodankwa ekufu ado ohwehwom oyi na ebedechi way back in 2008 ena mape oye bezechi na sama bapimende kwame there's a certain magical aura around Baunya there mameke dodo a wo ina san Ghana yayi vice president esani yanyimin na emiso makasa ni de ma ya kwa kayan onye da ye kayi obi ama oye just MPP o wa retain so ye just MPP da nja kwa mi ja mi kaso ye amagana don ka bande ai ye kayi na nsɛm bi a ɔhyehyɛ hɔ nsɛm bi a ɔwɔ hɔ kasa bi a ɔwɔ hɔ ade bi a ɔwɔ hɔ na da me bɛtena wɔ afi do na muntum nya no muntum nkasa muntum nya no na mom owura ba wɔ miade fiti na na mo abedo bapem ndɛ maka ni tasam and indeed Mama Kenya remains unchallenged. Mama Kenya, it remains unchallenged.
Eba British na.
My what is it? And this why mobile. Why a mobile? Papa.
More British na.
British na. And rather shockingly, it never came from the mouth of than someone who was once an ambassador of this country to India. And Oyo Kakaso as a Mijre.
India embassy in
Oklahoma, we are a British one. As someone better.
Na extra typings in Hawaii now. Say, who's a Wayan Creno?
Sabado,
Wogu Panu.
As about me, a British
propaganda.
Ebe. I mean, fact, also I go now.
British man that supporting on the Canada.
Come here. Also, I go now. May I suppose more the moon at all. Adiga.
Your friend propaganda fall flat. CB before Bagajo. Propaganda fall flat.
And put your aim in the chum cake. You're
about to come on here for consideration. On here for consideration. There, sir. Wafana, Yamia, will form what kind of baby. Nanche, Abia for mischief. There, I can't. Nchebia can be pardoned. Na obia onyimede. You can go to this extent. No evidence, nothing to back up. Ona ide da botum de ba omia ya British. No ya British anyim. In the way be vice president in his 70th year. Have you done this country any good? 70th year. Now, Kwame, it tells you one thing.
What?
Mampemfu kind there. Impulse also takrachon on the new idea or son. No. The man is being attacked, targeted from both within and without. Nziwa muna wala kwa tuaba. Adama PSG wayi ohwana kwa kobo wayi City Man City I'm unable to bring him man you maza for the past 7-8 years or so you won't tell him that Man City na PSG war target Haaland na Man City so war target Mbappe and Argentina. No,
Messi.
Is a one of I don't know in your penalty.
It tells you that these are the people that can cause danger, that can cause trouble for us. And this I can't see no one inside now. Okay, there's only one that is targeted all the time. It's a mobile could be no, what target, what attacking. Outside the phone was you okay, same plan so. Once to wash you pakupe. My watch chin was sassy do. Paying for no wine, no watch chin was so. Now, Kwame, the man a man who good American. Aban ma ye yina ban ye nyim fa ma MPP mputi ye yina mo ma ni nyinara. The acceptability, the likability that the Ghanaian people will say, look, we can relate to and with this man. Ma ye wunde oye bibi ti de ai aboa oson enam biara wo me bi aponchi wom ejamwo wom doko owom abo biara wo so ne mu so that every section, every part, every tribe, every ethnic group, the entire country can relate to and with him. Habana yakoto ndam no te ye ya magana. The Kwame Bawumia has been excellent. First as running mate, he was all over the place, all over. His contribution, all over as running mate. Consistent, the energy he brought on board from 2008, consistent up until 2016. Kwimizibai knew also as vice president. Ordinarily, what we know of vice president, I say, I the ceremony abi. No president. Onye ejuma kakebia no odamo. Atosamo. I say mabje. Ja wala.
Nena yani yo onti kejina.
Yeah, that's right. I know when I am to na onto go. No, he ja.
Ane masu de sasa bonzam
that's what you have known of vice president.
What's that then?
It's a different story under this vice presidency. Different story. Nankasa, the demeanor. Nankasa, the way he interacts and relates with people. Now who Brazil cry, Kwame. Now who Brazil cry, yada. Everyone sassy. His upbringing, Kwame. I wonder. I thought that if people may be directed to go and have this experience of his upbringing, it will help. Mense the Kwame public, but we may be nanum akasam oya on shahoba mitsibida infinenum. Was is a external competitor? Otumo man your shame or shahoba, but we may say that, but we may be nanum akasam oya da. That is a leader. Nebi also cry his strongest trait and character and attribute only there. For 7 years now, or into the 7th year, yanti we often oye katase she proina kankan yanti bida mfano no bi oti dam no wado man what the shanasa obi oti dam no wado man shanasa emfa kan hanam kama jamwo nam kama jamwa de jamwa hwenam no do man. Yeah. So for me, Kwame, say mumbutwa, never butwa, na mumbudokuna, never budokun wide. I don't claim. Let me don't know. Hey, Missy, right from 2008, Chimifio, and Mamma Frido, 2011, Midzima, there has not been a single day because he made the first impression and he's been consistent. On Yada, or the Mamre, a Abanu. Oh yeah, Subabi, Namukodema make it different. He's always been so. Na, Mr. Professor, Mr. Nafutiase, Professor Nafuti in there. Those who are being tagged as they have fed, and others are unfed. I wonder. It's an advice. Well taken. Baumia.
It's a fact.
In the message. Baumia. Now board or homobia. Or homobia. Now you will always have people out there in their campaigner. Obashada they will project the aban or when honor wa bem into wa bem inti or didi. I know be all supporting him. No so wa bem into didi. Just drawing a big wedge, and further propagating what has always come to characterize a government, especially in its second term. this one on yeda Ekufuor na bankuti no asofo President Kufuor na birodo the same yehurhe to 2007-2008 I was regional secretary yehurhe them kasan it's always on the mouth of our people out there, especially when we are getting inching towards general elections. Now, onu nebinum ebia when said that strong message. Into the message out there in there. Look, let's project these people as the ones in government. And one no what did he? But I thought that party people, our first objective is that yenya baya all baba yan share more money na nyamfaso. That for me, Kwame, me your party person, me adwuna owo ma adwuna mi there, anama do owo ma adwuna mi there. Aban or bayan share more money na first and foremost. When you faso. Na damu faso so money na ye bia. Alote, chamo so be there, wo be bi. Ansana, if there will be some special arrangement bia, kwan bi do, meba or pejuma, me ye bia man. Me na bi or per scholarship bi me ye bi aman me sister bi or per wo fa na nkrata bi wa ya man me ye bi aman those come secondary but we cannot hold them. That's the way they want to go. That's what they want to, that's how they want to project their campaign. Now the Baomia that we know on your deliberate there about to work at all support him, all man support him. His doors are widely open. The whole obia, and I'm telling you, Professor, on yet it is because it is in the media. Ebia 1 or 2 of CEO CB, but his support cut across. It goes down. In fact, by a month or so ago, we were in the constituencies. We were in the electoral polling station areas. Now engagement with them, mokro dominance, mokro mankesim, mokro achemfo. Professor, you needed to be there to see, to engage. As I mentioned, what kind of when I came back on this platform, what kasakra, what can't walk, kasako in there. Oya, my one had dream no how community. A chinjan you there, when we there, why you juma? Oya Frank and also, or Bonechi dom ma, we too wide, we so Frank and with that man. No more what we wait. Wana no me there and she say obaye and she say oboshe warfare as polling station executives everywhere I went to oya nyamransa mka share electoral area polling station for oho mabanu mabu electoral area polling station for oho mukwa warfare na command mukwa dominance mankesim. They were one and united in their support. Nemum what's it? Oman paying na bedechin man beda ya man support akeke hand go hand come omo man yaso ye hu nhihia ode boto de nyamina dum man ye twa no mo ye da manen obaye nhihia de ho de polling station executives nhihia de ho de our welfare and that was no doubt about it. But I tell you, his support as you did your research does not just remain at the very top or even to the median of the weight. It goes to the very, very bottom. Solid. Nemum ejuma oh wow then so yen about shenan fi Kwame why. Enti Kwame sam robon to wa. En share oh wow. Other yen ma yezika yi. Oye
enyi Dr. Baomi achi akache de. Ibinu mo nkoko nkete nzu mo koko otumu
wa ma nkoko nkete ko manchefu ha oya ekwa wodi baye employment what's it when you if you akoko ebia na ba sa na nchefu ebia bi kan wa no wada amo that is the employment kukobu
wonzo nzo oba ma Kokrokoo nkete
akamubi ezi kwame
yes kwame
ma nkoko nkete doctor so baba ma Kokrokoo nkete even see the man ya san ya ba.
Okay, Alote, over to you now.
Kwame, me a special request be. that has to do with not by elections, which is part of your item 2, AOB. Kwame, from all indications, here when there are since out by elections, if he knew boy,
as in north or as in south?
As in north elections, Ninu boy, kind. Now to them last week and last 2 weeks, just any of the parties in Butumi win, but gradually, the party be rebasus in Ibi. Now, Kwame, what happened in Kumewu? Or yet the peaceful by-election? Kumewu amend the standard. Or the future by-elections, and all of a sudden, I seen North Obeshim. That is the second by-election for the second term of the presidency, and the second term of Adi. In some be recording kakra or they ye. One, political parties will be our idea or any propaganda or the winning for Faba ne side. But the propaganda going on there is getting dirtier. On yet. Now, Okodu Dama or raise tensions. Nefi Inyemibi Ayebibi Oho. One, it has to do with LGBT plus.
Why them all?
What's a Jaji question? We in the parliament or because of LGBT or better or pass.
Oh, baby, are we doing now?
You know, now was that some share? President Nana Akufo-Addo no kwan.
Oh, but that's not true. Everybody knows that, madam.
But you have as if when you mean them. Zambi or I can't ought to be now soon. Me feel the type of campaigning. I mean, I'm against LGBT. Me feel kwa who menyo dupo. Nemo say because of politics and because of elections. Na the massimi bopia. If you may better in if you propaganda ni be ye bibi o wa. Ye be confuse voters. One, obotum or the voter apathy aba. Two, if he obi po on fata de obe shepe bia roban no we shall anyhow. Now me just there for almost about 30 something years now we have been in the Fourth Republic. Nje yema decency mbe here politics mkaka. Decency mbe here politics mkaka. Worker walk of home worker there. LGBT in way in it. Yana Gaza one work or war supporting them. On us also there ye 11 no way in the parliament. Gwami. Walk of home was then and now go for the LGBT in way in the parliament or wasn't a court way in the parliament. Impana Gaza one war supporting more what to Abaman also ye levy.
Now, how do you connect both mentally?
Until America, man. Me just Prof asked the master me. And I was in say. Oh yeah, so Otegwa.
Said or against LGBT in way in our parliament.
In the way in our parliament.
I know you're against
the party for wouldn't let you walk or campaign. And the longest I saw original platform no or a single man war about to Obama and also ye levy. You're found on Twinjay. Kwame, people shouldn't be discouraged. Say because of by-elections, the development projects are coming to the area. We should encourage you, but find a very nice way for them to vote for you. But there, for people to be organized there, say, grade the river, more pinima grade than mbano grade the kwana. Then you are not seeking the welfare of the people. because on the Mujadu now, one go on your demonoza. Ebiana was one beer of Obana Benye development project. Why do you stop them? And the year before Republican, you see, by election be aba political parties are about power be the Musubana
no Subampa.
Oh, yes, Subampa.
Until by election, I won't say, baby.
What say, but by election, see, will speed up development projects for area. And we most are this thing. Obo, I will exit the move on doing the Indian Fosun. Until me say, they shouldn't discourage people. Are they organizing people to go and stop any project that is being done? No one has who are down one work there. I just catch one. Yeah, they wage one baby. At the end of the day, our at Waba or I see nothing. I'm going to lose. On your fine. Kwame, if you and the da, Musha social media accident be see.
When?
Oh yeah, for Sukwanodo, oh yeah, fiti asin brekuzi ba asin for Sukwanodo. Ma was a Bono is one chairman. Nala waka park in Ilam Kusa or baby ma waka for moto ma or the Ruko campaign. Ma Kalibi akobo papi. Ma Sanyamiana Angasa Nizambuma nche mobe keswa mandi den fa wodi elukota wodi kafan wonyina ba kolebu
onye alukota
ne ebe kan den je fanti ne ka
onye alukota ba alukota
ba mi o kan fanti
alukota o doctor po yes
that's yeah on perfect infant.
On a midday.
But I look at another corrupted.
No, that's
that's another infantim. That's and I look at another corrupted way of saying helicopter.
I mean, guy look at me.
What's what far bad?
I got look at
what's the bad one in the bay?
I look at
out here.
If he no so what then another propaganda altogether.
So then
we kala ogobo abenji na mesenya nkupon the Christ in Fanning Santono do na on top on them because being a regional chairman you're always a chairman and he is a colleague chairman. Nti mesenya mi de nya mi mbo
obi say onye alukota alu half onye kota alu half onye alukota alu half
Mami
alo de
abose fu one for one report in be extra propaganda oruko form na is being skewed towards one political party on here no so for me on here na mejizire obia ni njuma ori ye wo hon na obeche mozi kunyimizi obaba na wenya ashase damen Kwame indati mamumbo IGP oye Dr. Akufu Dampare Kwame me say they buy election at Kumewu ane Kumewu most oh yes so peaceful. Every Ghanaian tongue should give credit to Dr. Akufu Dampare. Oh yeah, a policeman. Sisiala wama police yeun the professionalism in the police service. In there, we can proud here and mukoma yeun police in here. Ni sabi tafracha ni uniform wapa nganu ne abozifu ane no ude we uniform wapa kra in the it is different problems be obesi bebia is being resolved nti yehu asumdwe a oruba won baby p zaka onyi youth fa aya wo rush ko police stations na wonya police fu wonyi won ye ntokwa Nti mesre IGP there. In every district bian, police officer will engage the community, especially the youth in the community. Ni nyina oda sunju baba. Na dem asin not issue.
What's your friend Ibrahim Abukari Baba or your Bono East Regional Chairman? Master planner me that say.
Kwame, my son, the Madebia Naso order for me. I say not to soon as wonderful. Dan Makawa had a IGP, Dampari, Oyo Nambwa, ni shirt, ni white shirt, shorts, no Oyo shirt. It won't put a beggar storekeeper. Sometimes it won't grab a beggar Obi Onam no Kwana, chief carpenter, no Rokwan. In Huni Babanta. Chair, you are close to him. Ne is Dr. Dampari Norway. My son,
no, I look at him.
I look at him. Nazian, one more, I look at him.
Come on, what am I doing? Jafukia. No, kind of maintain that. But it was just the way he put it. No, I am his throat. Anyway,
sir, Obotum, Edanu Demi, was almost about 1,000 plus police who knows one call. So, Botuma advance our police who know what I say there, who call, I say not wa. Because this is my main, the victory lies with somebody. Na Mumbazin Sisiala, Mpana of Nusufi Brukuala. Victory lies with him. Na me pede, incha mosu osi wo kumewun. Incha adinibo pwe no bia anyi kasa kupo butumaka. Nti obeyin Dampari masawala ayadze papa order Ghana for wobo wabado. Incha star of the Central region.
Order of 40.
Order of 40.
Just it's about to watch him.
Watch him.
Order
is Central Super.
Order of 40. Alokota division.
Kwame.
Yes.
Me man for there for what happened there. I had you.
I'm sure I catch the time, no matter.
Kwame, me we dama. Yeah, Oma ebin munko in advance ne. One go na ye into ye. Ama to go be nsi bibia. Kwame. I mean, me dey for me we prakun.
Dimension share Jesus on ya da ma. On sha so you ejuma.
Me nyim mba the visibility no ya. Enwa ehun ya Ghana for na ye amo cars ne.
Ehun boyin na se no kokko.
On the mountain. Kwame. Mama Fensha won we prokwasa na baby and we go one miracle.
Obi so ite wa Elubo and I pay Patrick Percy Ejri Terrier. Good morning, Patrick from Accra. Alete mite.
Kwame.
Alete.
The timetable in one presidential elections in super delegate. Mama Dikena in there. The super delegate will decide who is going to win the elections.
Are you sure?
The flag bearership.
But Obi Surika there, and then Anakwesi Pratt change there. Obi betume win was super delegates and so okwa.
Oh masa.
Onyanu kwa.
Ekwa super delegate ye video. Ya bida.
Kwame.
Ekufuado onya over 95%. 95% super delegate.
Yeah, in Bobeti first.
Mama campaign shahu super delegate ya tu ye kwa oya over na the broad delegate election. The figure was even one that was mind blowing. And see, ma mpemfa what the no. Are you saying that Kwame? They are so cut off from the base. Mpemfa what the no. They go in the direction that the feelings that the people themselves at the base are telling them. It's a good for the year nothing. Only over 95% for a super delegate. You cry well boom pinten fair cry. Na bano kete ko ko oya ma machi ye baby kwa ye ma kwa machi
no there's ankra
ye na aban budo nti that I mean expect there obi on pewasam na on was here I say on church na pa And see, when there is a certain overstretched effort, comes
people may have about thousands of people. A butuman you want constitute what the Ayirpan logo or a mirror or there. One of what you walk a show, one of what bojot, one of what your petition, will say, the brass band, the Kulum machine, the Palungo Dechi. Oboin, it's a different ball game altogether.
Marty.
Now, amazing, Mama can tell there. Kwame now buttress what I was trying to say. There, your Oboin first position in the super delegate. Obama delegating are informed the Adina Ian or Ruponzi, gentleman. Yeah, it can happen though with the second and attack. No Botumaba. But Ninya be depend upon 5 in our drop one end. So that's where the political engineering comes in. Yeah, Obi Botumenya be 20 votes. Now so no supporters are initially what in the Chiwobo say, yeah, where your delegates are 1 to 1. Maybe you can go and convince them they want to most Messi.
That's the point.
Most I didn't see now. Until 5 delegates in Pobiti first. It is a clear hurdle. Obo win. Now, Onyo Bandi the Muvia, the next to them minister again. It's hard to bring unity into their fold before the flag bearership elections.
Okay.
Because there is always that character assassination, undermining and backbiting. Now, also we're losing. Sadly, you want wa bokao or shena ni bila or the name no wa bokawa. No, Joro ombe hinya. Obi wa nusumayin. Yeah, you say same.
Yes, same.
Ombe hey, they eat them wage them. It's Ufio as one of the 5 contestants. Now, it's Ufio, Obotumo, the delegates, be about Bose, I'm sure when you was here, the man and Nusbanti, you're going to feel, watch him, Yayini Abio. Yayini Abi.
Diabolical, Lotte.
You see, I am a better mechanic because my confess, na Master Christ, don't from Bonicho.
Aye.
Na kapa President Kufocho.
Until no mama kapacha one.
Kapa President Kufocho.
No, sir, Boniface. The meetings and bon too much. Oh, there. One or there will be on fata. Because one day, Mutawane, more President Kufo TV do or Casa. My friend, me, Mr. Mammy. Pepe meets in a whoopao. No matter the house in Xavier. Oh, on opposing men in the whoopah. Oh, some could be animals.
I'll never come Peace FM there. As 2012 elections, on 2008.
Oh,
and I looked
2012.
I looked at Peace FM there, and I could find out about Cape Coast. Now, oil campaign, when I was in the park. Wahwehwe nipa na ohwehwe into ohwe man no da ade as a short man be white canvas and I'm so also canvas go his size over size 6 alote Jacobs alote prof Mrs. Sadano me interview na akase I had to just mute my microphone. Miss alote what's MPP flag by kwani ehun ehun the new party intimi na mo ya hwema ehun intimi hwe na mu papa tietia kakra bibi na o hwe white canvas and I'm so hwe white canvas also white canvas question here on the side shoe size square size 6 as I'm from my one power come there yeah you are secretary me na
for one yakra me na for na ne kwame why you want you know be there na na gubado onye me yaka
alote na yaboa
no me jaje there wo be there na gubado ohun mo onye me yaka it was a joke in a flash my yeni bibi there e bia makanu wasem ba yidi president Kufuor ebe imbaje nyima ye fa no plan na ye nyama ye di bobe person na ma am tell my gaja me either no I need to go and apologize to this man nje hu na magaja kwa me the no what I have done is wrong the action was by him if people know that me there was a meat pie
what's it
over my lote meat pie
oh they jamit no
oh
it's all right. No,
what's having my conference
conference. I'm going to more thousands of people about. Me the meat pie count. Malamanga just can view be out. Sigabo one farmer. Malamanga one wardrobe program.
I love the meat pie. Minty or no?
No. Meat pie. Eja. No. Chef. Eto bo baba wa osan bo wo nti manka papa page wa I will carry this guilt to my grave nti oda maka pani cho
nti say eja abone ye
no sisi anu go sama nguti na maka no go oda maka
a lot
yeah man nti Kwame
alote
the unity of the four to support the winnable candidate
Harris Bokuimpa Osmare and Bokuimpa.
Harry.
I went to be also go school at the side on
sir, one phone will to support the winning candidate now. Enyima, it becomes a very powerful force. It can possibly be there. Ebiana winnable candidate in Obeyi. One of the five to be his running mate. But onuko abono oya na nu chemistry so o moti. Enti ja nika so hia is how them council of elders na they one steering committee fu na will bring these five together to make sure the four supports the winning candidate. If it should be Prof can't be about Kufono appointees. You are perfectly right. May see a lot of them, especially MMDCs. Once I'm working, I'll tell them, but support Bawomiani other candidate. The ones in the baby are waging and they had to concede to make sure that they have a winning candidate in the 2016 elections. And the normal what before kaka no what conceded there on yeshu na woma Nana Akufo-Addo nko na sisi ade since Nana Akufo-Addo if you see him honestly they are back to Batam to support Adi because President Nana Akufo-Addo they have not been given the recognition. It's a fact. I've met about 4 DCs minimum even in Central Region. Once they will take a position. But they need political education on some of these things. The 1978 People's Freedom People's Movement Against maybe people PFMJ. Support here. That's why I got to know Nana Akufo-Addo lawyer Prodimens Nifi, new residents were capos. Na Professor Duwai, Mamoba no airport west also airport residential area. Na say we na want to ba na wan kede because when pay winning they will go against the winnable candidate now. One or the one area because in your go politics me Professor Mazambanje yenye baby and you know nje boy yan go school dey am go easy na nigga kan wona azi nti obi ana ne mir azi no okwa na wasana ba nti so wonye da mentasen na wo support winnable candidate na it will go a long way but Kwamina my pain is about tribalism and religion. I will introduce into one internal politics him. Yeah, nyanya mesha no we no. The gravitational force which surrounds Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Hey, and I pay if you reggae, Abba physics.
No. The business there will control cosmic power. Muslim will control terrestrial powers.
I lote meat pie. I look at a lote meat pie.
It's actually the force around him. Naturally, you will like him. Mobaba also saw Manepe. Me no, me twa me tane pe. Ja kwa me nyin Wednesday bia, ye twa yeti. Nti kwa me twa ni za nde wa fa nku anfo do. Nti wa ye shan. Nti musu ma sheda ma fa Vaseline anfo do. Nti musu wa ye shan. O use kwa me use Vaseline. Nti obi ano oga jem na da. Me te wa nje first na mo support dem candidate o. Na mete wa some no enukoro the man brings yenwa otumo for boba ne ochim boba mansu fimba na me say wana no boba wo mianizi na me say yes, that is the Midas touch.
Na Midas
yenwa
mpotwenyo
no nti Midas touch na
educated fisherman.
Oh yeah, correctional examiner. I'm going to school. I can meet us. Banana, we need our Midas. Oh, yeah, I'm a Christ. Be out in this can be it turns to gold. And see, naturally, baby, people, it's like magnet or attract to everybody. Naturally.
Peace FM.
Charlie, the brain, Mr. Nitirin, it is made in Ghana for Ghana. Bawumia's brain is made in Ghana for Ghana. And he's one person who can change the Ghanaian dynamics.
Okay, what's the Friday about submitting from I?
Nti ma him do me won papers
11 a.m.
Nti for me I wish him well, but more yamyo it's about religion and tribe. The Mugweyi or Christ Anglican Church Cathedral. Obi beje mama o say
yeah da batibiana bakon man
na meje o mo ka chende braha awala ngasa fantinye ye pepenyi asema mo ka chende awu fantinye enyimi de ye pepenyi o say me ye pepenyi me ye fantinyi na mzo kofie wunchi baby wunchi wofi wo be settle wa ma wu nde kan fanti na wala wunchi na oye pepe
aya ka there's not ye be alote ye
be most I didn't say
the man Richard the man nyimiam
no but let me say fact
no.
People don't know their history.
The fact that Kwame was just trying to let you understand that nyame bi wo ho a you don't broadcast.
Yeah, I agree. Kwame.
Because when you broadcast, you give it energy.
Yes, Kwame.
And sometimes here.
Kwame, sometimes you need the energy to energize people to understand them.
Me and you people now briefly.
Yo, my briefly. Religion. When did religion become part of our politics?
You mean become?
Sorry. When did religion become part of our politics?
Allah.
Until yesterday, the minister, we are building a foundation now. Dama on your man or your politics. Until Mr. I didn't know Betty Kunim, no Betty Kunim, Yanguponangaza, weighing in Padadado. Zobeti Kunim, no Betty Kunim. Until the moon, the fin two, and in Chen, the woo, Ninan on bois. Massami.
Area. Doc, a prof here.
Yeah, Brockame. Quick one. 10 factors are a man for consider. It's our religion. Honorable Alote Jacob Eka Wasemi Kahon, but I mean, me try to say we know those 10 are the no. Unfortunately, no. And ne one more mukoto abe no. Who ni say near ma say. Yefano too serious in deciding who would lead. Ni edikai religion. Ama for say and shut down fahon. Nyina nipa baako. Enti no two ni nyina ye no. And a one ye so hwa two ni wo mu pa over 80% will not consider religion and as a nipa soma womb. And near umu consider bakopa, yes, me the we na me refer to the becho. And the bakopa umu consider panty. Moya campaign mudua, mumaye the no mumunya more. So Timiche will record of contribution to the party. A plasma. I think Ken is doing that campaign very well. Oh, Moma Kanina Mokwa Munchre. Name some of the records you have as having done for the party achievements. We are a record here back. Near Tosumi and say relations with the people, human relations near the Munchre. And I say no so inherent. What is our munimu dada? So one this answer munimu. If you now only almost they will know say we don't and cry and fine. And so the over structure human relations are very key. Yes ne do super and ethnicity no ne do so enti say we here pepe say na me of alloteje hopes na we free her no I think say no so delegates ne MP they are not going to depend on that to select enti me can we because one way now for say we here campaign bia who a very impactful point, but at this point ethnicity is not impactful. Maybe the more you say, the more you may be losing vote. Let's reduce that. Religion a very impactful point. Two. She said no. National party influence. No. And he said say 2020 national party mostly almost constituency. The people are saying they imposed people on them. If the national party wants to be involved in this election, that's a impose a bit more of a negative campaign. No, national party influence, EMFA, regional party influence, and so no, EMFA. Me summarize here. National party had about 30% yes, but 70% no. Regional party had about 30% yes, but at the 70% no. Regional and national for no should try not to get involved. Constituency level had about 50%. Moko constituency for Mukasa, I think you can spend some time with them. It appears they have some influence on the larger number of people coming to vote. Afina ba nipa so your bana bema will not play out. Generosity say nipa no yemu ye no playing out pa. And afi support for specific constituency into do constituency here. Ms. Bisa say okay, sa papa yo mo air contest ways. When you no specific support be or the mo bi ashada bremoda and I say anything like that. If be wo honor say constituency beam or personal impact and that personal support be a wire more it is playing out panty enkechi all the 10 aspirants and now 11 aspirants get close to the constituencies monko some specific support be ABAO omuniama ba kumenu bi medical we bua mo fankoye and now crab it me akoya amomo plant a seed in the constituency. Now you should be remembered for say dua we dear penny we never be dua. From my scoring, that is having a very serious impact on who they are going to vote for. All these things are we will be discussing them one by one. But to summarize it, top national party more influence on this thing is about 30%. Better no, don't stress on the 30% and go and waste 70%. Regional, so sir, I think where the job is at the constituency level. Political party, and I say if one candidates need to do more, they should spend a lot of time and make sure say amount for never not to must
Prof. Mamenda say, but inflation is 42.2%.
Yes. And it is from Kumasi Technical.
And he said, it will be announced this morning by noon.
Yes.
But I found out that the inflation for May 2023 went up marginally from 41 into 42.2% year on year.
Yes, year on year.
Okay. All right. And let me say happy birthday to you, Mustafa Hamid, Chief Executive, NPA. God bless you, richly, Abuchi. And a very good morning to you, Professor Eugene Date of the University of Cape Coast, UCC. Good morning, Professor Eugene Date. Have a good one. And Eastern Regional Minister said, Kwame Achampon says, good morning to my panelists. Hey. And he says, I'm listening to you guys. Thank you all very much. 1 minute. 1 minute is exactly 60 seconds. Me too.
Okay. wow na kaba dan campaign wa cho odi ama baomia nti ordinance
Kaka Duncan.
Is it Kakra or paying Duncan? Kakra, okay, all right. Na Kwame, teta ba woman yan hwe yan ka de. O man paying da mosi onye atembua juman modi nanyim tutu fomin Kwame onye fio. There you were in office. There was petition against the validity of your election. You had the Supreme Court decide in your favor. Kwame, on the in the Supreme Court where you're crunching. Na sa assembly ko na Kwame wo gina mbra no kasa. A former president. Daniel Okro oye ne inshema yin NDC fuku keshemi. Only a few weeks ago, we suffered what we consider grave injustice when our member of parliament for Asan North was thrown out of parliament by the Supreme Court on grounds we find entirely unsatisfactory. Every step of the way, Fibra Kwame Ofi office. Na ebia obi ntunofo. Kwame hwe Omabia embra so break down Oman onyi hobio Mori nyina consistently what he is doing in there Jeza odo man no man mumba wonya wo atemwa dwuma no mun he keeps undermining that and that poses or portends danger for this country enti Oman ne mumpemfo aya nsem ote daman won fa wanu fontum osande mejamwa no rutu oya wo fa na emwanka no fo ma waka chanda owe jamwa iyewin abia oya ponko na mwanka no howura ne ba office school ba emma okwekehia ponko ma ponko toto ne na ma oka kaka no buima okowi Obanda ode wo ye diba ma obi ahwahwa wa ba wo nya bidin nwa wo ka che jamwa do ye win enwo honam na wo di ediba ma manfudi Kwame mesenda
Kwame ma yangubi wo fan Ernest Mensa Amegashi CEO of Holy Queen Enterprise in the birthday
area
Kwame
Brother, we do another room.
Chama said that, Mama said that you. Propose it.
The Brother, you bet me.
Okay.
It is a quick one. Okay, me who have Brother, we do a very important adina. Say Nyamia Adomo next week. There's going to be an important meeting if I Ghana Kokrokoo. If Ghana Kokrokoo, na say send ye stock exchange ye ba benya Africa
Kokrokoo exchange.
I think say na the America ye very important me pa next week ye ba ye better ye boss acheche Ghana for ati.
Kwame na Duncan Alote Jacobs, Professor Smart Sapon, and a very good morning to Mama Catherine Ahinkra Osei. Baby Awubia, Mama Catherine Ahinkra Osei. Have a beautiful day. Peace 104.3. Carlos from Brazil, this is to you. Here's your sound. Bald head Jesus.
He's the King of Kings. I have never seen the image of a bald head Jesus yet. I have never seen the image of a bald head Jesus yet. He is a humble and dreadlock Nazarene man. Look in yourselves and try to understand why you never seen the image of a bald-head Jesus yet. Hey, bald-head Jesus, followers start to fret. Bald-head Jesus, followers start to sweat.
Kofi Kumbilson is next on your radio.
He said to fall.
The next news broadcast is in 55 and this is at 12. May your day be blessed. My prayer for you as always is the book of Numbers in the Bible, Numbers 6:24 to 26.
There is no
Remember to keep your dreams and hopes alive. It's all you have.
Christ
Shouting out to you, my brother Kojo T in New Jersey, USA.
that was built by
Yes.
Christ.
When you stop to say a prayer, remember to say one for me too.
Valley
God bless. Good morning.
miracles and didn't get no pay. No synagogue that was built by Jesus Christ. Sing along.